All right.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. Today we have for the next session Shrikar Parashar. He is the co-founder of Blockmanity, and he's also the head of the business development at GoSats. Today he'll be talking about crypto adoption in India in 2020 and how crypto adoption might happen going forward. Interestingly, Shrikar, I was speaking with Kashif also yesterday, and he also gave me a lot of positives about the crypto regulation from the regulation perspective. So
Mhm.
yeah, please also touch upon a little bit on Blockmanity and GoSets while you're at it.
Yeah, yeah, perfect.
Perfect.
All right. So, hey guys, my name is Shrikar, and I am heading business development at GoSats. And previously, I was the co-founder of Blockmanity, which is a blockchain media site. So, basically, I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin adoption in India, right, in the context of India. So, I'm not going to bore you guys with a long presentation or anything. It's just a very short slide that I've made. So, yeah, I'll just share my screen. One sec. Yep. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes, all good.
All right. Perfect. Yeah. So Bitcoin adoption in India. We heard this term a lot, right? In the media and in the Twitter and everywhere about mass adoption of crypto. But how, right? How is that going to happen? That's the main question. All right. So what is a little bit about what is Bitcoin? I'm pretty sure most of you guys already know it, but I'm just gonna brief about it. So Bitcoin is anything, yeah, that you want it to be, basically, right? If it's money, if two parties accept it as money. A lot of people say, oh, it's not money, it's not that, not this. No, it is money if two people accept it as money. As simple as that, right? And if you're an investor, then it's an asset that is deflationary in nature, which means that there's a limited amount of it, and if more people buy it, then the price of it will go up, right? So that's a deflationary asset, which is very important when we are living in a system where of fiat currency, where fiat currency goes down in value with inflation, right? Which is like if you have 100 rupees today, the average inflation in India is about 5 to 6%, and your 100 rupees is going to be worth 5 to 6% less by next year, right? So that is inflation. If you're WikiLeaks, it is the only non-censorable money that you can accept, right? I don't know if you guys know about WikiLeaks, but it's an organization which basically revealed the secrets of the U.S. government and war. What do you say? War terrorism. I don't know if it's terrorism, but war basically the all the negative aspects of the army and stuff like that, and they were blocked from every financial system, like every bank, all PayPal, and all this financial systems. And the only way for them to accept money was through Bitcoin, right? So that is was the only option. It turned out pretty well for them, right? And so that next is, if you are fleeing from a country like Argentina or Venezuela, it is a remote safe man, right? You can store Bitcoin in your brain. You can just buy out the seed phrase, and that's it. It's in your brain. No one can take away from you. Imagine taking cash and fleeing in the very unsafe border. That's very unsafe, right? People can steal from you. People can hurt you, but no one can take away your Bitcoin if you store it in your mind or if you store it in a small pen drive, right? And if you're Peter Schiff, then it's an eternal bubble. So I don't know if you guys know Peter Schiff, but he's this gold bug who's been just bashing Bitcoin from years now, and he's wrong, right? And so, but it's his perspective, right? And so the good thing about Bitcoin is that there's no central party, right, that controls it or that pushes a narrative, or there's no government that is issuing it, right? That means that it's up to the community to decide what is Bitcoin, right? If it's up to anyone, basically, and that's the best part about Bitcoin. All right, so that is enough about Bitcoin, and next is about coming to the main topic, which is India ready for Bitcoin adoption? I think here are the reasons that I state out that which puts India in. I think India would be the number one country in the world which is ready for Bitcoin adoption. Okay, because number one, it's a good segue of Peter Schiff and youngest population, because Peter Schiff is kind of this old guy, old investor, and he doesn't take Bitcoin seriously, right? He thinks that you can't have an asset on the internet that can be worth trillions of dollars. but he's absolutely wrong. You know why? Because the young population totally accepts it, right? Yeah, the younger population, we grew up with the internet. We grew up with playing games. We grew up with video chatting and all these stuff, which is completely on the internet. And so to have a money or to have an asset on the internet is not that crazy for the young population, right? It's not, people accept it much quicker than the older population. The older population, it's not their fault. It's just a nature, right? They didn't grow up with the internet. And so for them to grasp an asset on the internet that can be valued a lot of with a lot of money, it takes a kind of a time curve for them to grasp it, right? And we are the youngest population in the world, 600 million people under 25. That's incredible. That's just crazy, right? And all of them can be adopted into Bitcoin. And increasing internet and mobile penetration, 500 more than 500 million people, right? And you don't need any complex infrastructures to get started with Bitcoin. You just need an app, and that's it, right? And that's how companies like Facebook and Instagram have taken off in India. And it's you just have to make it super easy for people to use Bitcoin, and then you have solved the problem. We have 500 billion people that can adopt it. Indians intuitively understand the importance of gold as a store of value. Now, this is something very important because a lot of people don't understand that Bitcoin is one of the best store of values in the world, right? And Indians kind of, we are ahead of this curve because everyone, even regardless of their educational curve or anything like that, we understand that gold is a store of value, right? And that's why people buy gold in their savings, people give people gold in their marriages, and people wear gold jewelry and keep it for generations. You know, that's not because gold is shiny or something like that. It is because gold is the store of value. If you store your money, if you buy gold and keep it, you know that it's going to be valuable 10 years from now, 20 years from now. And we Indians intuitively understand this, right? And so this same concept can be applied to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin in a lot of sense is also similar to gold, because there's a limited amount of Bitcoin, just like there's a limited amount of gold. You can't just print gold. You can't just print Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is gold. One of the best attributes of gold is that, you know, you buy gold today, 10 years, 20 years from now, it's still going to be the same gold, right? It's not going to corrode, or it's not going to change. Just like that, Bitcoin is not going to change in 10 or 20 years. The network will be still alive. And so there are a lot of similarities between Bitcoin and gold. And I think if you can position Bitcoin as digital gold or a store of value, I think that that'll resonate very well with the Indian population, right? Indians have seen the payments revolution with the UPI. I don't know if you guys seen this, but recently the stats came out that UPI transactions have surpassed credit, debit card, net banking, all of them combined. Right? Think about that. UPI launched what in it's not been in even like 3 years, more than 3 years, and it's taken over. Everyone in villages, in cities, in anywhere, right? Everyone is using UPI. Everyone is using different wallets like Paytm and Google Pay to use UPI, and it's taken over, and it's clearly a better way than paying cash or using a card or anything like that, right? And Indians have seen this. We have coin, right? Next point is remote work, freelancing, micro gigs. All of these are on the rise, and this is great because Bitcoin, I mean, crypto in general is a good way to get paid, especially for smaller amounts, right? If you are, freelancing and you want to get paid $10, you can't do it with any other way. There's no bank that will process $10, or the fees will be so ridiculous that it's not even worth it, right? And it will not be instant. It will take 2-3 days. And so crypto can solve this problem for micropayments, for freelancing. People can get paid in crypto, and that's a huge value proposition, right? And the next is, of course, we still have a lot of population that's still underbanked and unbanked, right? People can't get bank accounts, and even if they get, they don't. There's not the financial infrastructure is still getting set up, right? It's not established like in the West, where anyone can get a credit card, right? Here, it's not that case. We are still on the rise, and it'll still take a while for it to get completely established. And crypto can, be the solve this problem. Like, you don't need anyone's permission to open a wallet, right? You can, just like how you open a Facebook account, you can open a crypto wallet account, and you can get started right away, right? And that's a huge value proposition for the unbanked and underbanked, which is still a huge problem in India. So I think these are the reasons why India is ready for Bitcoin adoption. Okay, so now the segue is to Satsback. So the future of cashback is Satsback. So Satsback is basically a short for Satoshi back, and Satoshi, if you don't know, is what paisa is to rupee, Satoshis are to Bitcoin. So one Bitcoin is 10 crore Satoshis or 100 million Satoshis. And it's just a different way to phrase it because for smaller amounts, you can't, it's better to say in sats rather than, saying 0.0001 BTC or something like that. So why is future of cashback Satsback? It's simple, right? Because why get cashback in rupees when you can get it in the greatest performing asset in the history of mankind, right? That's such a no-brainer. If you understand Bitcoin, then it's a very no-brainer to anyone, right? So here's a guy who's tweeting that how can a student like me, age 20, be involved in crypto space without investing? Now, this is a huge statement because I don't know if you guys remember 600 million people under 25. That means that a lot of people out of that 600 million are students, and they don't really earn money, right? They don't have a lot of money that they can go and invest in the stock market or in the crypto market. And so for them, how will they get Bitcoin? And the only way is to get it through cashback or to earn it by work, right? And so that's where we come in. What we are doing at GoSats, which is pretty exciting, is that we are basically enabling people to earn their cashback in Bitcoin, right? So it's a way for you to stack Bitcoin for free. You don't have to spend any extra money on it. So you shop on, we have brands like Flipkart, Swiggy, and Domino's, and all these brands where you do your regular shopping, and you get cashback in Bitcoin. So it's basically you're earning Bitcoin for free. And I think this is the way that India can get Bitcoin adoption actually happen, right? Because if you look at the ecosystem today, right, in India, the most of the crypto companies are crypto exchanges, right? They are more like investment vehicles, and there are charts, and there are you have to place a buy order, sell order, just like the stock market. And like the people that like around the people that invest in like stock markets or these like through traditional investments is less than 50 million in India, right, out of 1.4 billion, which is a huge gap, right? It's a very small population. So if you position Bitcoin as just an investment asset, right, then the adoption will still be low, right, comparatively. And so Bitcoin cannot be just an investment asset if it has to go mainstream. It has to be something that is ubiquitous in people's everyday life. It has to be something that people don't think of as something you have to invest, right? It has to be very smooth in their everyday lives. In everyday, they do shopping, they earn cashback in Bitcoin, and then they spend it, or it has to be very smooth, and that's the advantage that Bitcoin has, which stocks doesn't have, which gold doesn't have, right? Because you can't really do anything with stocks or mutual funds or gold. What are you going to do? You just buy it and keep it, right? You can't spend it. You can't do cool things with it because it's not native to the internet. And it's still stocks are still, it's, of course, you buy it digitally, but they are still contracts in the legal sense, right? And so Bitcoin is very advantageous here because it's an asset native to the internet, which means that you can do cool things with it on the internet. And so, yeah, that's the way forward, I believe. So yeah, the solution that we have built is, we call it the Bitcoin Super App. So right now you can, as I said, you can shop on brands like Flipkart, Myntra, Big Basket, and all these brands, and get cashback in Bitcoin. So we also want to introduce buying Bitcoin as a feature, and also we want to make it spendable. And we have a lot of things on the line, which we basically, the idea is to make Bitcoin so cool, so awesome to use that everyone adopts it. It's a no-brainer, right? So yeah, this is a product. This is how it works. You go to the website. You have a bunch of brands here. You click on it and you go to the website and you shop. You do your regular shopping. There's no change in your shopping experience. But after your shopping is done, you get Bitcoin back. So yeah, that brings me to the end of the presentation. It's a small presentation, but I think I put the point across. So if you want to contact me, here are the details. You can visit gosats.io, or I'm on Twitter at crypto Shrikar, or you can email me at shrikar@gosats.io. So yeah, that's it from my side. If I can take questions, if anyone has any questions or anything.
Thanks, Shrikar. That was pretty good. Yeah, definitely go check out Shrikar on Twitter. Definitely worth a follow. So Shrikar, I was just wondering, how's the adoption that you are seeing on GoSats? Because last time you had come, it was still in beta stage or maybe alpha stage. So what kind of adoption? If you don't want to maybe disclose the numbers, but still, some kind of adoption that you are seeing with youngsters who are below 25 years of age.
Yeah, absolutely. So last time, yeah, we were still in beta last time, and we launched 2 weeks back. And so yeah, we are getting a lot of good traction. We also introduced the vouchers feature, which is you can basically buy vouchers of Big Basket or Myntra, any of these brands, and get instant Bitcoin back. Because with not regular shopping, what happens is that the brands take time for us to credit the commission, and
Yeah.
so we take around like it takes quite a while to credit the sats to the user. But with vouchers, since the vouchers cannot be returned or anything like that, with vouchers it's instant. You buy a voucher and then you get instant Bitcoin back, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
So we have around we are getting good traction. We have surpassed like 3,000 users now, and we're getting a lot of young people. And I can share a cool story with you,
Please.
which is just awesome. So I so I talked to a user of ours. So he is still in school. Okay,
Mm.
he's I don't know, like eighth or ninth or something like that. And he basically obviously doesn't have a lot of money to invest in Bitcoin, but he understands Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
So what he's doing is basically he's getting all his family members, his sister, his mother, father, everyone to shop through GoSats, right?
Yeah.
So and he's through his app, and then he's stacking the Bitcoin. So for them, it's like regular shopping. They don't care, right?
Right.
Whatever, they'll just shop. And he's stacking his Bitcoin, and that was a super cool story because
That is pretty good, yeah. And
yeah,
and for a student in eighth or ninth standard, that's pretty quite a lot of money, I'm sure, for him who doesn't
yeah,
have just pocket money.
yeah, absolutely.
Pretty
So
interesting. So Shrikar, just like, are you in touch with any kind of regulators from GoSet's perspective, and how are you looking at things if the clampdown does come across? Is it going to affect your operations at all going forward?
yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah,
absolutely, because
yeah,
we are a custodial wallet, so it will definitely affect us. But yeah, I don't want to comment too much on the regulatory side because I'm not too familiar
yeah.
with it.
Yeah, but is there a
But
plan B for you guys? Are you ready with a plan B or something if that does happen?
I mean, we're going to expand to other countries probably. We
Hmm.
haven't really thought it out too much.
Right.
But yeah, the I guess the recent statement from our finance minister, right, was assuring that they're open-minded still
Yes, that
about
was pretty positive for sure. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the positive thing. But apart
Yeah.
from that, yeah, we have to
Absolutely.
wait and see.
Yeah. So what can we expect like in the future with GoSets, Shrikar? Now that we have vouchers, and I was reading this stats, I'm not sure if you're aware, like a lot of billions of dollars of vouchers go to waste. Amazon vouchers, and these vouchers people gift to other people, but these vouchers are never redeemed.
Hmm.
So it's just like free money for Amazon and all the Flipkarts and all these companies, e-commerce companies. So now we have vouchers, we have cashbacks. What's in the store next, or are you just going to focus on the adoption side of things going forward?
Yeah, so we are focusing on the adoption side. But yeah, one of the most exciting things is, of course, the cashback and vouchers are there. But as I said, right, we want to make it ubiquitous, right? We want to make Bitcoin ubiquitous in everyday life. And the way that we have figured out to do it is the next phase is going to be going to launch a card, right?
Yeah,
A debit card
right.
where you can, on every swipe, you get cashback in Bitcoin. And that is super cool because
Wow, that
you
one
don't have
I'm
to
definitely getting
even
that one.
yeah, you don't have to even go through the GoSats app to shop. You shop it even in offline stores, right?
Yeah.
Or you shop it in any website, and you just spend your card, and then you earn Bitcoin, and that's I think super cool, and that can increase the adoption curve by it's going to be crazy.
Interesting.
So I think that's in our
So
pipeline.
that card is going to be like a Visa Mastercard that and it will be linked to my bank account, and I just pay with my INRs, and I get my Bitcoin back in my Bitcoin address. Is that right?
Yeah, so I don't want to disclose too many
Okay.
details about the card, but basically it's going to be like your any other card, right? It's going to be you spend your INR. You're not spending Bitcoin as such.
Okay.
You spend your regular INR, and then the cashback gets credited into your GoSats wallet. So it's as simple as that. So
Wow.
the details will be coming up, so
Yeah.
I can't reveal it as of
Yeah,
now.
yeah, but that's super interesting for sure. Yeah. Also, Shrikar, can you since you are targeting Bitcoin adoption, am I right in assuming that you are targeting young audience? Like you give an example, that story example. So mostly young people who are in colleges, schools, under 25, the 600 million stat that you gave out. Is that the right market fit for that you've seen for GoSets, or you're also seeing like employers and employees and people who are working in MNCs and stuff also trying to maybe that is also your market at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. So our initial market is, of course, the crypto audience because it's very simple. You just tell them, hey, you can earn free Bitcoin for shopping, and then it's a no-brainer, right? So crypto audience is anywhere between like 20 to 35. That's our main audience right now. So yeah, but we are focusing on the student market as well,
Yeah.
which we think is going to be huge. And
But the most
also,
difficult part is to convince a non-crypto person who is just like a normal
yeah,
normie, that we call him, and ask
no
him
coiner.
to, yeah, no coin.
That's I don't like that term actually because
Yeah,
it
it's
kind of
degrading,
excludes
right?
them.
Yeah.
But the cool part about it is now with Elon Musk buying Bitcoin, and it's
Yeah.
all everywhere in the news, right? With the
Yeah.
price skyrocketing, everyone knows about Bitcoin, especially, and it's kind of getting this cool meme, cool thing to it. There's a cool thing to it that it's internet money, right? And so I think that a lot of people, I feel like know a lot of young people especially know about it. They've heard about it, but they're not willing to invest in it. They're not
Yeah.
willing to put their hard-earned money into it.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the value prop is that hey, you don't spend any money, just do your regular shopping, you get free Bitcoin. If you don't like it, then you don't have
Exactly.
to do it, right?
I
So
believe, Shrikar, this regulatory aspect is also like, like my parents' friends and all these guys have also heard about Bitcoin, but why they won't do it is because for their generation, like probably government say is the final say, and they wouldn't want to do something
yeah,
illegal or on the gray area or something. I don't know. I guess that's how the the thinking works. But hopefully, like if we get some good regulation, then I think like Paytms and all these big companies would also get on board. Do you think?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a no-brainer. I mean, of course, there'll still be challenges, but I think it's a no-brainer for something like Grow or a Zerodha or all
Yeah.
these platforms to introduce crypto because it's
Wow.
already happened in the US with let's say Robinhood
Robinhood,
or
yeah.
eToro
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Square and all these companies, and they're getting huge amounts of revenue
Yes.
from
Yes.
Bitcoin
Yes.
alone. So I think it's a
Wow.
no-brainer for them.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time.
100%. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Shrika, for taking our time. Yeah. And good luck with GoSats. I hope it goes to the moon.
Hey, thanks, Anupam. Thanks.
Thanks, man. Take care. Bye bye.
See ya.